Yeah, it's Will and Audra, we in this to stay. Ball python life, watch us lead the way. Climbing year by year, bringing our best, creating content, man we never rest. Started from the ground, now we making a name. In the ball python game, we in for fame. Bridging gaps for the new and the vets. Mentoring the fam, gotta place your bets. Educating the masses, spread the knowledge for real. Each scale tells a story, that's the deal. Not perfect.
Here we go. What's going on, Flawless fam? We back for our Father's Day edition. We're gonna have a special guest, Bone Daddy. He's gonna be popping in soon. You know, you got Darren Sloan Morris out here doing this thing in Cali.
Oh wait, he just went in the comments. He said the link isn't working.
Oh wow. Well, I'll send it to you again. So you
I just clicked in from that same link.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
It still works. Yep.
Okay, hold on.
It still works. So go ahead and send it while I check through the comment. Oh my gosh. Nikki, Kurt, what's going on, guys? If you guys are not subscribed to Irresistible Balls, Irresistible Pythons, man, their content is phenomenal. What they're trying to do with their collection is awesome. They're amazing people. You just really, really need to tap in with them. They're doing some awesome things. Sammy.
Today too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're big fans. We follow them in a major way. Love how they're, like what we're trying to do, bring the community together. You know, they do a podcast, they do a show where they take clips from different, lives and different podcasts, and they showcase it on their own brand. Again, shedding light off of you onto a different brand. I mean, that's huge. That's what we try to do as well. So that's pretty cool.
Okay,
happy Father's Day, everyone! Happy Father's Day. Yeah, I'll see them pop up in the background. I'm gonna run through some of the comments. K&D Reptile, what's good? Yes. There go Vinny. Vinny, he's definitely in there. So as soon as he pops in the back, we'll definitely bring him on.
I just texted to him, so it should
okay. And Audra's in the comments as well.
Yeah.
She's going off the thing. We just came off a huge Beat the Heat sale. So things are going awesome. Yeah, it was huge. 100 geckos. We had 20 plus orders. It was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's good?
Josh.
Yeah. Homie, hard to get in touch with.
Yeah, this morning, yeah. He slept in. He said he slept in today.
Oh man, you can't be sleeping in now.
That much. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Father's Day. This is his first Father's Day.
Oh wow. Hey, congrats. Yeah. Many more, man. Many more.
Shoot, I'm like 26.
What's going on, Inky Clouds? Man, she's producing some awesome things over there too. Yeah. I see her in Bomb Projects Discord as well. We're members as well, and man, she putting some hot stuff out there.
Watch her episode on Herp Collectors. She had the redhead gene on. Man, it was good. I watched it twice.
Oh yeah, he said I watched it twice. He was taking notes, huh?
Hell yeah.
What's going on, Frank? What's good? Sammy, I'm going to So yeah, go ahead, tell me. I see him. He just popped in. I'm gonna bring him on in just a second.
I mean, here's one of the things. Everybody is kind of on the lace thing, and you remember I told you 2 weeks ago that I was gonna have the lace. It was the pastel lace clown to a lace yellow belly female. Now, I hit 6 ivories and 1, it looks like a yellow belly.
Yeah. What?
Yes. So either she part though, but they all came out the egg. I haven't sexed them yet, but they're still all good. So I didn't lose anything yet.
And wait, the male was, what was your male again?
Pastel lace clown to a laced yellow belly female.
And there's no way that there's yellow belly in your male.
That part we don't know.
Yeah, see,
I turn around and test them. And
yeah, I would test them for yellow
I'm
belly.
not going to say the name, but I got him from a big breeder, and it kind of.
You got to test them. You got to test
I'm
them.
gonna test him now. I mean, like,
yeah,
but he doesn't look like a pastel yellow belly clown.
Now, my question is, if you didn't test them for yellow belly because you didn't know to even try, did you test them for lace, or did you just bought them as lace?
I did the breeding. Lace just came out. Wait, how many weeks ago? About like a month ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
you're gonna have to taste. You're gonna have to test him for yellow belly and lace. I would just do the 2-for-1 and send it shed in and test him.
If he isn't like the coloration of him, he couldn't be yellow belly lace, because from some of these yellow belly lace, it didn't look like that. Now, if he is, and then I hit ivories out of that are, you know, super lace, super ivory, that would be great. I don't know. Or if she had a Partho clutch, and then.
Well, that'll be a quick answer though to it. Once you test him, if you test him and you know he's negative for yellow belly, then that kind of somewhat leads you to your answer. You know, thus far.
That's kind of crazy, man.
But let's bring on the bro, man, because he got a lot of things going on in the community as well. You know, so here we go. We're gonna bring on Vinny. Let's get it. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
What's up?
Oh,
wait.
Audio. Hold on. Let's see. Hold up. Let's see. All right, it's clear on our side. Let's get the audio.
Oh, there it goes. I seen it go on and off.
I seen it go on and off.
Oh,
nope. Let's see.
He's gonna have to go in and go out and come back in again and see if that works.
Yeah. Let's see. We're gonna get all this all worked out. Yeah. Tim, he done popped up, already insulted me. He said, "What's up to you?" But then called me old man when you older than me. Man, come on now. Come on, make it all make sense.
Hey, what are you 20, 22 days in?
Yeah, exactly.
We good?
Yo, we good.
All
we're
right.
good. We're good.
Here we go. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Beard, he's killing it with the beard.
Happy Father's
How long
Day,
you been growing your beard? How long you been growing it?
Put it this way, my son turned 8 on Friday, and he's never seen my face.
Oh wow. Okay.
He'd probably be a shock if he saw your face. He's like, "You don't look like my dad."
Oh man, so we've been seeing you around forever at this point, but tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then we'll talk about the carvings and everything as well.
All right. So in 2022, around Christmas time, my son asked for Santa to bring him a snake. And I've had reptiles my whole life. I mean, I've had alligators, you know, turtles, tortoises. Like, I worked in a pet shop throughout high school. I took a long break. Basically, every female I ever been with from then until 2022 just wasn't having it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I ended up getting divorced, got my own place. My son asked for a snake. Santa brought it for him. It died in like 2 days. They were feeding it frozen thawed, but they weren't thawing them out all the way. So they had gangrene in the guts. Like, it was bad. So I was stuck in a position where I had to replace this snake fast. So I called every shop around. Like, I said, I need an 18-inch ball python. And they're like, man, listen, I don't care. Like, I don't care the color. I don't care any of that. I'll tell them it's shed and it came out like this. Like, I need a snake. So one shop said they had one. I showed up and they were like, it's a banana. And when I worked in the pet shop, you had normal and albino.
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell is a banana? So they bring this thing out and my mind was blown. She rang me up and it blew my mind even more. A banana in a pet shop was like $600. I paid $50 for the normal, you know.
Oh my God.
Well, Santa paid $50 for the normal.
Right.
Now my brain starts working and I'm like, how can this thing be so much more money? So I Google it and then go down the genetics rabbit hole. My son is real hands-on. Like even with the woodworking and stuff like that I was doing, he helps a lot. So I said, you know what, let me grab like a breeder size female, a breeder size male. Really didn't look into what makes what at that point. I just wanted to make eggs for him to see it, just go through the, you know, whatever. So I end up buying a snake off of Underworld Exotics, which is my mentor now, this guy, John. He lives 20 minutes from me. I show up to pick up the snake. I see his facility and the mind starts working again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is this what you do for a living? He's like, no, it's just a hobby. But like he broke down Morph Market and then that rabbit hole happened. And, you know, this is technically my third season breeding. The first season, I don't even really want to count the first season as a season. I made 2 snakes I put together. A white snake popped out, completely blew my mind. I didn't even know yellow belly, or even what yellow belly makes ivories. So now I'm looking this up. I'm thinking I had a Partho clutch. I'm like, now I'm Googling Partho. Like, it was just mayhem over here, like that first clutch of eggs. Then, you know, I'm the type of guy, like, if you tell me I can't climb Mount Everest, I'm going to FaceTime you from the top of it. Like, it's how I am.
That's me, baby. That's how I'm built. Yeah.
So the Gene Monarch popped up in a conversation. And then I start hearing all the Team Ultramel. No Monarch, you know, Butterfly, this, that, and the other thing.
Team Ultramel.
Yeah. I said, I'm going to have to look this up. So I went on Morph Market. I looked up Monarch. And at the time in the US and Canada, there was like 23 of them for sale. So I looked up Ultramel and there was like 1,300 or something like that. And then Clown was like 55,000. And I'm like, if Monarch is that, you know, small, that's where I need to be. So I ended up contacting Sebastian at Showcase Serpents. Now, that man is the ultimate salesman. I message him. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it, ship it up. He goes, no, you're 4 hours away. Come down. And I'm like, bro, 4 hours is kind of far. I went down. I got a hotel. He opened up an Ultramel tub. And I'm like, that's not Monarch. It's kind of light. You know, it's beautiful. And I'm like, oh, maybe when they get older, they you know, lighten up. And then he pulled the tub out next to it and had like a 4,000 gram Monarch sitting there. And at that point, I knew that's what I was working.
Monarch.
So I kind of went ham on all the Monarch stuff. Last year I produced 6 visuals, 3 died. I had 3. This year I should be producing quite a bit more. And then next year I got some stuff coming that hopefully, you know, blows some minds.
I got a question for you. So this young in the game, you know, we're pretty much neck and neck with you as far as time in the game. And I find it very interesting that on the research side of things, you kind of did what we did. Now, I mean, I have to admit, you know, looking at these ball pythons, no matter if you're at a show or if you're online or Morph Market, you know, a lot of them is like, man, that's a beautiful snake. You really don't care what the combo is. You're just like, that's impressive. But something was in, you know, kind of clicked in your mind like, okay, yes, that's impressive, but what else is impressive? And let me research the availability side of it, supply, demand, and then you made a conscious decision on, hey, I like all of this, but I'm going to go in this lane because there's much less available in that lane, which is kind of how we originated a lot of what we wanted to do within our, you know, programs and projects. What made you kind of do that?
Well, don't get me wrong. I made some stupid purchases. I went nuts. Like the first 3 months, I had 60 snakes and nothing worked together at all.
Oh my God!
It was one of those things. You know, a lot of people got freebies and boxes as I was shipping things, just so I could empty space. You know, but my mentor, he's been in the game for a long time, and he kind of I bought a cinnamon off of him because my main goal, I wanted a super cinnamon. I just thought they were cool. I wanted to make one, and I would have been happy with that. And I bred a cinnamon, which I actually got at a pet shop, a breeder size. She's huge, breeder size female cinnamon, to a cinnamon hypo. And when they hatched, I had a super cinnamon hypo in there that was perfect. So the female actually happened to be hypo.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I could do something like that on accident. So I call my buddy up and I'm like, dude, like, you know, I started explaining to him and he broke down the genetic side of it more or less to me and asked me, like, are you just fooling around for your kid or you want to like get into this serious? And I have a crazy job. I work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Literally, we have 9 days off a year.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm not looking to do this full time. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know, like I'm not gonna play games with, you know, just dumb combos. I'm just not gonna do that.
What field do you work in?
I'm a longshoreman. I operate a crane, ship to shore crane.
Oh, that's why. Yes, longshoremen they make pretty good money too.
Oh yeah.
Especially out over here.
I do okay.
I do okay.
Yeah.
I need some of them Alaskan king crabs on that show. I be seeing. That's what I need.
I'm on the East Coast side. I can only get your blue claws.
Oh man, I need them big old king crab legs, man. We will have a ball down here.
Yeah.
Oh man, so how did it lead you into woodworking, or was that something that you always kind of tinkered with?
In high school, I took wood shop, and the teacher asked me to make some kind of joint. I don't even remember what it was, but he handed me a handsaw, and there was like a list of 12 joints we had to do before we could move on to power tools, and I did them all in one day.
Oh wow!
Like, I've never seen anyone do this. So he let me go into the power tool side of it. And I mean, you hear any man like a Sawzall or circular saw, table saw, like they're gonna have fun.
Oh yeah.
Like you get to build one project a year, make sure it's nice. You know, you tell me what you want. And he goes, listen, you're the first one there. You could order like the good wood, like oak or whatever. So again, I don't think small. I wasn't building my mom like a little stool. I built a gun rack, a big oak gun rack. Yeah. So from then on, like it's always been a thing. Like I did hardwood flooring for a while. The cutting boards was actually a guy I worked with was like, dude, can you make me a huge cutting board for like barbecuing? I said, yeah. Like, do you want just like a slab of wood, or you want me to get crazy with it? And he basically gave me carte blanche. So it was bloodwood, purple heart, walnut. There was like bird's eye maple in there. And when I handed it to him, he's like, what do you want for this? I said, just pay for the material. You know, it was fun. And the guy handed me $300. So I'm like, he's like, $300 for a cutting board. Okay. Bro. So now I go to the Etsy shop. One year I sent 17 of them in one group to Italy. Like it was like a mass order. Yeah. So then they asked if I could put a monogram, which led me into the purchasing a laser. That kind of snowballed. And then when I ended up getting divorced, I moved into a tiny little house. I didn't have room for the equipment. So I actually had to sell all of that stuff off, but I kept the laser. That's why I started doing the boards and everything for basically all the guys that had cutting boards. So maybe eventually I'll get back into that. I really don't have the time. I do enjoy it. I enjoy the snake stuff more. It works better with my time. You know what I mean? Like I have such little time. I could break it down into, 2-hour windows a day or whatever,
Definitely. Nah, that makes sense. And you're up in Jersey, right?
Yes.
Oh, my old stomping ground. So off topic. So I know you built the gun rack. Man, the gun laws in Jersey is so tough, man. So tough. I had to jump through so many hoops. Well, handgun side of things. I had to jump through so many hoops when I was in Jersey to get everything that I had when I was up there. But yeah, it's just so tough, man, with the permits and and waiting, and you can go to the store, you can, try things out, test, see what you want, and you pay for it, and then it's like 6 months wait. You can go back and pick it. It's crazy up there, man.
It's changed a little bit. Like you can get your concealed carry up here now. You still have to go through hoops.
That was like on a no list forever.
Yeah.
I had my Utah non-resident. I went through all those classes. I had a security business when I was in Jersey. This is 15 years ago, 16 years ago. So when I was up there, it was very, very difficult to go through.
It's still not easy, but if you live in another state and you want to bring your stuff to Jersey, as long as it's New Jersey compliant, you can do it. Some things have to be shipped from FCC to FCC. Some things can be carried over. Nothing really has to be registered.
Right.
I moved to Pennsylvania for 5 years where you could just purchase an AR-15 over the counter. I've never technically purchased a gun in New Jersey. Right.
It's hard up there because, being one for your rights, whatever your rights may be, across the board, like that was one of them big things in Jersey that, in my opinion, 15, 16 years ago, they kind of set you up to fail. Way back then, and for all the viewers and listeners, it was really screwed up. I mean, to the point of you can follow the rules, you do everything under the sun, purchase, whether shoot rifle. Well, you can at that time couldn't really have rifles. You could have shotguns, but shotguns, your handguns had to have a permit for every single handgun that you would purchase. They made pretty much person-to-person sales illegal at that point back then. So it was really tough, and even worse than that, the fine print, like you really get screwed because the law back then was you can purchase your firearm and take it from the store to your home. You could take it from your home to the shooting range. There were no clauses for you stopping for gas. There were no clauses for you moving residence. So it's illegal for you to move from one residence to another residence, and you get stopped in between with your firearms. It's illegal. I was like, oh my gosh.
Certain ammunition is illegal. Like,
Jersey.
You can have hollow points in your home. But how do you get them there? You're not allowed to travel with them. And it's like 5 years of bullet or something like that. So you purchase them at the store, you're good.
Yep.
The cops come to your house and raid your house and find 10,000 rounds of hollow points, you're good. But if you have one in your car that you drove from the store to your house, you get pulled over and they find it, you're going to jail.
And honestly, it's beyond stupid because, being prior law enforcement down here in the South, and being an advocate for, shooting and practice and NRA and just doing those things that's fun, target shooting. Do you know how easy it is to kind of just drop around in your car?
Oh, yeah.
Man, you know how easy that is? That's just, it was crazy. But sorry to go off on that tangent.
No,
but yeah, Jersey, man. Jersey
I'll talk guns just as much as I'll talk snakes. So we're all
big interest. So with the snakes, after banana, what did you continue down that rabbit hole with banana, or did you kind of banana and monarch, or did you go another route as well?
Well, so the first trip to showcase, there's been multiple. I found a double het monarch G stripe. It was a female. I wanted to grow it up. I like Kiki. I mean, some people do, some people don't. The monarch Kiki thing, it's been made, but I mean, you can always add to it. And monarch it's a pattern changer, and like not a lot of people realize that. But if you look at like an ultramel G stripe, you could tell it's a G stripe. If you look at a monarch G stripe, it blows the whole entire dorsal.
Really? So it's different.
It's nuts. Like monarch, in a normal monarch, it looks like monarch, but when you add it to certain genes, it can get crazy.
Wow.
So I wanted to go that path. So I show up down there, and he's like, well, I have that snake is here, and then I have this one. And this one's a pastel het G stripe het monarch. we can make a deal with that. And then this one's a pastel G-stripe het monarch, and we can make a deal with that. I left with four het monarchs. I was driving down there for one. So
that's why I said, go ahead, come on down.
Yes, that was my first trip down there. My second,
the first.
Yeah, and then while I was there, he pulled out hatchlings that literally had their first meal that day. And when I seen them, I looked right at him. I said, if you ever sell them, I want them. Like, don't even post them. Call me up. At the time, I didn't remember what they were. But when he told me, again, I was new to this, I knew, like, I needed to have that in the Monarch project.
Right.
So fast forward a year, like, I'm in the, bathroom scrolling through Morph Market, and I seen the snake. And this snake is not like one you can mistaken for anything else. And I seen it. I scrolled back. I said, oh, shit, it's Showcase. I messaged him on the spot. I'm like, bro, the snake is mine. Take it off. I want it.
Right.
And, again, he's like, bro, just come down. And it was a male. And I'll tell you what it is, because it's no secret. There's only like 3 of them out there, or 4 of them out there, and I've got 2 of them. But
wow.
It's an Enchi, Butter, DG, Het Hypo, Het Monarch.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a 1.1 of those, and then Sebastian's a salesman. We get to talking, and I'm like, I can't really breed them together because butter to butter, I'm going to get white snakes. He goes, I have a 1.1 Enchi triple het. I left with 4 snakes again. Actually, I didn't even leave with those. That was a phone call. He went on KG's show with Jack, and they actually pulled them out and packaged them up right on the show. And Adam ran out and shipped them to me like while they were live, which was kind of cool.
I think I seen that episode.
Yeah, Bilal was there, Bilal Maddox. Like, there was a few people. But Bilal texted me. He's like, if I knew they had them, you wouldn't have got the mail. Like, I seen them with their first meal, and I wanted them. They weren't cheap. They were by far my biggest purchase to date. The female is actually gravid right now. Hopefully she goes. The female visual DG, she's gravid. So if she goes, I mean, she's young. She's only like 1,400 grams. Kind of debated even breeding her or not. She looks good. Hopefully she goes. But again, I call Sebastian because I see a clown het monarch. And that turns into a come on down. So I go down there, and I ended up leaving with a mahogany clown het monarch male. So I'm sitting kind of on both sides of the spectrum with the monarch. I got butter in it. I got mahogany in it. I've got blackhead. I've got what else do I got? Spot nose.
Blackhead make it dark.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go dark with it. Probably
now I will say this with Monarch, and they can clip it and screenshot. It's the only one time I'm gonna give Monarch his props. I like poking fun, but I'm team Ultramel. But I refuse for us to put DG and Ultramel together. I'm not very impressed with it, But that black pastel Monarch DG, very impressive. I think it's still probably on Morph Market. Very impressive.
I haven't seen it.
The Ultramel DG, and I wasn't impressed. And when I went down to Showcase, I said, listen, with the amount of money I'm about to spend, I need to see a DG Monarch in person. Like, I'm not, this isn't like pennies right now. Like, I want to know the direction I'm going. And I'll tell you what, when he pulled that DG Monarch out, my jaw hit the floor. Like, it works. Like, and it works well.
That's impressive.
Black pastel.
And I'm gonna tell you what, Monarch does not photograph well.
Really?
I'm telling you now, that snake looks probably 10 times better than that in person.
Oh, I can believe it, because honestly, and that's why I tell Darren a lot with these photos. If you saw that Monarch right there, DG Monarch, it was photographed on we use them too, surgical stainless steel tables.
Mhm.
Typically, no snakes really photograph well on those tables.
The only way I found to get Monarch to be true to color, you have to take a video of it, and as the video's playing, screenshot it. Otherwise, your phone tries to correct the color.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
That's probably with everything. Yeah. A lot of things. Anything that's brightening like that, it especially if you have an iPhone. iPhones correct the color all the time.
Yep.
Hey, it's getting a little weird with the iPhones. Now I didn't get the newest one. I'm actually up for I need to upgrade, but I think I got last year's version of the iPhone Pro Max, whatever. And with all these cameras, I mean, it's like 3 different lenses on it. Sometimes it's a little too much. Maybe I'm getting old, but you'll be shooting a video and maybe it's in macro mode and you'll zoom and you can literally see the lens switch. Yep. I'm like, man, it messed up the video, and I don't know, maybe it's a setting on my end, getting a little old.
You could turn it, you could turn the macro lens off, but sometimes when you get closer, it doesn't look clear. It'll stop it from even coming clear.
The problem with the Monarch, like it's under such like scrutiny, especially with like the ultra-male people, that if you try to photo adjust it and you're a little off, like you're going to war, like Canova did. You know what I mean? Like it was an accident, but like it was huge. Like it was like a bomb went.
And I mean, I'll go out on a limb. I mean, this is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to enjoy. Yes, there's money to be made. We get all that, but I don't want to work with anything that I don't enjoy looking at. I don't want to take to a further point, but. Also, I'm not, Donald Trump, the president. I'm not Justin, And the reason I say that is because at some point, and I get it, and that's why they did their whole, I guess, rectification or whatever. But when you're out there and you're the face, you do have a certain responsibility to kind of deliver things on a level playing field. So I get that, At our level, I would love for someone that the Black Pastel, Monarch DG, that's impressive. Got to give props where props is due, but for most combinations, when you're just so stuck in your own perspective, that's all you're seeing. That's all you're seeing. Sometimes you'll even see something that look a little, oh man, that look kind of cool, but I can't admit that because
right.
And it's like, come on, guys,
I like the spot nose Monarch clown.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I was like, wow, that
there's a lot of jeans out there. Audra, she's watching, but her thing is sunset. We have a couple little sunset. That's not my thing. But that calico sunset, very simple. Man, that thing is nice.
It was dope.
Yeah, that thing is nice. Yeah. So it doesn't have to really be super complicated. You just got to go
and those lighter jeans like Ultramel or adding Monarch is going to be crazy because even with lavender, I love some of these combos people are making with the sunset lavenders. It's crazy.
I do find sunset very interesting on how it's tracking business wise. It came out, it's been out forever. It was sky high, it plummeted. It was rare, and then it kind of slowly came back up, and now it's kind of steady. Everything's lower, but it's pretty steady considering it's been out forever. I think Monsoon's going to do the same thing. That's going to do the same thing. Anything that's typically rare and a very strong visual gene, whether recessive or incomplete dominant, I think there's a lot to be done with it, especially when you start working very precise projects as you move forward. As you move forward with those things. So what else you gonna throw into that G-stripe Monarch?
Well, Mahogany's definitely gonna hit it. I have I got some Hurricane.
Hurricane.
I just picked up actually traded a pastel Monarch head G-stripe for a stranger head clown.
Ooh.
Yeah, things are gonna get a little strange around here pretty soon.
Uh-oh. I just sold 2 males stranger head clowns.
Did you? I picked up a R&R. I threw a visual Monarch Fire Calico too. There's my Monarch has seen my one visual has seen a lot, and I got a lot of head-to-head stuff going this year.
Right.
Definitely my biggest one is that DG Hypo, the Enchi DG Hypo Monarch.
Right.
I don't know. There's a couple of things I'm not gonna really say until they come out, but there's
Makes
stuff
sense.
working.
How many
What combo
parents
do
you
you
did
want to
this
see
year?
that hasn't been made? Oh, sorry.
That haven't been made?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm probably in the teens.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, a lot of it's gonna be hets because they haven't been made, and that's the thing with Monarch. Like, we have our own little chat on the side because it is a pattern changer in certain genes. We have no idea what it's gonna do. It may take a hurricane and make it look Enchi. Like, we don't know. We're all basically trying to work together to figure it out, and a lot of us are kind of on the same path, if you would. Like, I just picked up a blackhead HRA off of Tommy from Inky Clouds.
Yeah.
That's a male. I also have a bamboo HRA lemon pastel het Monarch. That's just for my pleasure. A bamboo Monarch. I kind of want to see it, so
Yeah.
might as well make it.
Right.
Bamboo is one of those genes they put back on the shelf. Everybody put it back on the shelf. Nobody's really working with it. I still have it. I don't care.
There's things you can do with it. I was just watching an episode not long ago, and I'd be lying to you if I said who did it, but I mean, he broke out 5 different bamboos, and dude, they were fire. Like, and they all look different. Like, certain genes you put to them, you can manipulate bamboo. It's not easy.
What was in it?
I don't remember. It was a while ago, and I remember, like, I might have been cleaning racks when it was on, and I caught myself keep stopping and like peeking around the door to see what he was talking about.
Were they on the show?
Yes.
Okay, so it was Iris Reptiles, and it was Miguel's episode.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, because Iris has a lot of stuff. I've been watching some of his stuff because he's been adding Stranger and putting Clown into it and stuff, and stacking those together with bamboo. So yeah, he kind of. That's the only person I know. That's why I was like, yeah, you got to narrow it down. I know.
He's got a few things going on. I just seen somebody imported. I think was it JSA or someone imported the Riptide, I believe, from him. Right. So he's got a lot of stuff coming
here now. Yeah. Because the Riptide is supposed to be a liquid cryptic and Clown or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's over here in the States now. And then Jersey guys, they got their what's that one? Not the Chaos. What's the one? Cosmos. Right. They got a Cosmos Cosmos. That thing is wild. I think of Vanilla Cosmos. That thing is wild. Yeah. So that's gonna blow up.
That was out of my price range, and for
that was crazy.
Gene that I don't know what it's gonna do to drop that kind of cash.
Yeah.
I let people play for a while before I go throw it.
Oh man, definitely. JNS. Thank you. JNS was who got it in. Yeah. JNS who got it in. Wow. So how many clutches you having this year? Or how many pairings you shoot for?
I kind of like super focused on my Monarch stuff. I didn't really go crazy this year. My first year, I think I had 4. That was the year I really don't count. It was just to show my son, plan anything, just kind of put things together. Last year I did either 15 or 17. I would have to look in the book. This year is probably going to be right around that, maybe a little less, like 15, 14. But most of it is making hets for future projects. There are a few things that are going to be visual Monarch. But again, it's more like the Monarch stuff is crazy because you can't really get your hands on it. Right. If it's gene packed, it's not going anywhere. No one's getting rid of it. So if you wanna jump into a project or you have an idea, you literally have to make it yourself.
Yep. Yeah. That's where you want to be.
And a lot of people don't have the patience.
Right.
Yeah,
And then my area, my snake room is small.
Right.
So like I'm at the point now where I could probably fit another 5540 in here.
Uh-oh.
I just put it this way. My baby, I had about a I don't know 11-foot hypogranite berm. Literally my baby. It took up too much floor space and I gave it away.
Oh wow.
I need to put another rack in here. Like I'm working too much stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah. So and then what I had on top of that, I had 3 Animal Plastic 6-high FB70s. And then knucklehead me didn't realize. I'm like, yo, I'll just get rid of the berms. I could fit another rack in here. Well, Dum got all excited and didn't realize everything that was on top of it still has to come down to the floor. It takes up the same amount of room. So you guys know Clarence from More For Us?
Yes. Yep.
I'm driving down to Baltimore on Tuesday to drop off a stainless steel rodent rack and these 3 FB70s.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what I was going to ask you. So next was your rodents. Like, are you producing your own or?
I am. At one point, I had 13 colonies, 1.3s of Europeans. I'm deadly allergic to them. And
really?
Yeah, I ended up in the hospital a couple of times. I thought it was the retics because of how much they pee. Being in there every day cleaning, I got rid of all my retics. I was still having problems. Hearing people talk about, the rodent allergies, I limited them down to I think I had 3 or 4 colonies. I was fine. So then I built the foam board for insulation. It's about 1 inch thick. It has like that shiny silver.
Yes.
I built a room out of that and literally sealed every joint. And I put my ASFs in there with a vent directly outside. My snakes like them better. I haven't had an issue with them. So I end up taking that stainless rack out because the tubs are very small. And I just needed too many males to produce enough to feed my snakes. It was 60 tubs, but I could only fit like a 1.2 in them. And then to rotate males, it was just too much. So I bought a Vision Ultra. Clarence is taking that other one. He said he could work with it. I mean, I hooked him up. It literally, I'm trading for a snake. The snake is well worth it. I'm getting a DG Clown female off of him.
Oh wow! Okay.
For the rack. The Vision Ultra, I got I think 6.2s going. They're spitting babies out like crazy. I got rid of all the Europeans. My breathing has been amazing. They don't smell. Like you wouldn't even know they're down there.
So you're allergic to the European and not the ASFs?
Correct. And I don't know if it's true. Nobody knows really anything about ASFs. They're saying that the hair they have is hair, not fur. And like a European has fur. The ASF
kind of like
hair.
a poodle.
Yes, exactly like that. So like I might be allergic to that dander. I don't know. But I had this big crazy mask with like a hose that came off to the battery pack on my back. But I paid like $1,200 for it. I look like I should have had like one of them
lightsaber. Luke, I am your father.
He was going
and every time I turn around, like I bang into something and knock it over because the battery is massive.
You was seeing an alien.
Oh man,
they had a full-on spacesuit.
So, other than having your son working with it, some of the woodworking, the snakes as well. Who else is in your network that's maybe in your immediate area up there? Do you have anybody you can tap into and network that's local?
I just recently met Lorenzo from Jersey BALLZ.
Cool.
He's a dynamite guy. We're actually in the middle of talking. Tyler from Tyler's Toxic Bulls.
Really cool dude. Really cool. He's different about.
He brought out like a whole bunch of rodent breeds.
Oh yeah. He has a rodent facility now.
Yeah. 14,000.
Already opened it.
Him and Lorenzo worked something out where he's going to be taking a trip like bi-weekly or even monthly, whatever it is, to Jersey.
Smart guy.
Dropping off like 60,000 units.
He's
So
actually going to
the
be
guys in Jersey,
serving zoos as well.
yeah.
Which is
So
cool.
you know he's working that way. I'm going to try to link back up with Lorenzo at some point. If I can get completely out of breeding, like if the price is right, get out of breeding rodents altogether. With the way my time is, even if it costs me an extra $200 or $300 a month, it's worth it instead of having to clean and feed and all of that other stuff, you know?
Right.
And Tyler already offered. He's like, bro, I'll buy your Vision Ultra. He's like, you just got it, I'll buy it. You know? We're working on that. I'm working with John from Underworld, and he's good friends with Charlie from Reagan Renee.
Yep.
He's working with Lorenzo as well. So we're trying to figure something out on how everybody could benefit from this.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
it's better working in teams, working in a group.
And then you got Brett from Jersey guy. He's about an hour from me.
Cool guy. Yep. Both him and his dad. Yep.
I grabbed a snake off of him a while back. A simple yellow belly clown, het DG. I was talking to him about the rodents and stuff. I reached out a few months ago before I bought that Vision Ultra. And he told me, like, I might need a few months. I didn't know he had an issue. Like, he got bad rodents from someone. Right. I didn't know all about that. But he just posted, and he's doing very well, too. For, like, Jersey people who need live ASFs, the kid's pumping them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it went from we couldn't get anything to, like, now we have options.
Yeah. That's
which is great, you know.
Heck yeah, keeping that network together, man. Because I heard about that. He told me about the rodent issue he was having, and now he finally kind of gained control of it, and now they're pumping out. And again, it's about transparency and putting things out. We actually have an Inchy Mojave Het Sunset boy from him, and doing awesome. Should be breeding next season. Should be breeding next season. So. Definitely, man on man. So your time frame, you working every day. Is it a set schedule that you're going in and come home, or that's hard? Wow.
So it depends on what job I have. Like, I'm gonna say 90% of the time I'm in a crane.
Okay.
If the ship is smaller and they're not using as many cranes on that ship, sometimes I won't make that, and I'd end up in a different machine. Each machine has a different schedule. Like in the crane, it's 3 guys they put to one crane. So we break it down like 6 hours on, 12 hours off, or 8 hours on, 16 hours off. We break it up between each other. Almost every other machine is 2 to 1. So we usually do 12-hour shifts. I like working nights. I have a young son. I like to be able to do things with him during the day, drop him off at school, pick him up,
Yep.
Work all night long. I literally sleep between 2 and 3 hours a day. That if I'm lucky.
Right. Been there, bro. I've been there. Oh gosh.
It's rough, but I mean it's a lifestyle. Like we all joke. Like, I've been divorced twice, right? And I work for the International Longshoremen's Association, or the ILA.
Right.
We call it I Live Alone, because nobody can deal with us like at all.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have time. You don't have time. And then, they need that time with you, and then you're always working.
Yep. Yeah. And then when you get home, like, how do you break up time, like, with your kid to have time, like, just with your wife? You know, like, you want it all together, but the wife wants alone time, the kid wants alone time, and you're like, but when do I sleep? I just want to take a nap. Like, can we all just go lay on the couch? I mean, it's rough.
Jeez. Yeah, that's rough, man. Oof. Decisions.
Yep. I got 20 years in down there, though, so I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. And
my coworker, his sister is I guess a foreman. She started off as a longshoreman, and then now she's foreman. She runs everything.
Okay.
She made $500,000 last year.
Good grief.
Yeah.
It happens. That's Cali?
Yeah. Yes. She's in Southern California.
They just redid their contract. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. We just settled ours. And like ours was all over the news. We were ready to shut the world down. Like if we went on strike, Australia was going on strike. The whole entire world was going on strike. Like it was going to be bad. But we got we threw things out there in the contract that we wanted, you know, and you always shoot for the stars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But by the time it was all over, it was like a day before we were going back on strike. They just said yes to everything.
Wow.
Everything. Like astronomical raise. I have amazing benefits, like health
Right.
benefits. When I go to the dentist, they're like, "Oh, Vinny's here. Roll out the red carpet." You know, like joking around. They got us a better tier to benefits. I didn't even know that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like my union president. I mean, I'm sure he's not watching this, but Harold Daggett, the man is a beast. I would go to war behind that man any day of the week. Like he don't take any shit.
That's what you need to fight for you, bro.
Yep.
That's the people you need to fight for you. Man. So you're going this weekend, drop off a rack, picking up a snake, and you're contemplating picking up another 55 series at some point.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna happen.
He said it's going. It's a matter of time.
I've been lucky finding them used. Like,
right.
I got I have an ARS 50 series here.
Mm-hmm.
A lady got in, was just getting out. She's like, "Bro, if you could come now, like, give me $1,200." I said, "Give me an address. I'll Venmo you the money so that, like, you don't even get, like, a thought in your head." And
wow.
I'm like, "Let it go."
So I drove out there, and then I get there, and she's like, "It's in my basement, and you have to take it apart piece by piece." That's why it's $1,200. Like, I was there for 5 hours taking it apart, you know.
Hey, it's worth it. It's worth it.
It was definitely worth it. And then I bought a Freedom Breeder hatchling rack. I think it's the 10 series. I got that for like, I think it was $2,000. The guy used 2 tubs for 2 weeks, brand new.
Wow.
So I drove out to Long Island to pick that up. Like, I've been lucky finding things used.
Right.
You sound like
I'm gonna cross my fingers.
The same way. This dude got racks sitting in his garage that he's not even using still. They're storage. Like you'll find equipment for your animals inside his tubs.
Bro, sometimes that's how it has to be though. And we have the same thing. We got racks we ain't got plugged in, and you started stuffing, forceps in there, whatever. You just put it in the tub, and when we get to that size and use them, then we already got them. We're gonna grow into it. It sucks, man. I can only imagine, being maxed out on tubs or whatever and needing, like, you need a rack right now. I would hate to be in that predicament. I would really hate to be in that predicament.
Where I'm at, though, like, I really don't have humidity issues and things like that. So, I mean, if it came to, like, a crunch where I had to jump on something, I can get away with PVC. I can.
Right.
Yeah.
I have, there's the desk that all this stuff is sitting on is held up by 6 high. I think they might be animal plastics, but they're 6 high racks there. I got a hatchling PVC tub there. There's one here. I got a couple PVC things, like, and if it came to a crunch, I mean, the lead time on them is half of Freedom Breeder or whatever, and the price is half.
Right.
So if I had to, I could get by on that for a year. You can always sell them if you find something else. Because look, I do well, bro, but I'm not paying $500 for you to ship me a rack. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I'll let someone else pay it. I'll buy it off from used. I'll give you what you paid for it. I'm just not going to pay the shipping. Like,
we picked up a huge one. Our last one that we picked up from ARS, we brought it home from Tinley. And it was their new rack. It was like 10 series, 6 across, 17 levels. We went with that one. So, that was way in the trailer down. But Brian, the owner at ARS, man, tremendous guy, very, very helpful, answers phone calls, gave me a cell phone number. Like, the customer service side of things was amazing. And it was crazy because, like I said, I haven't had a successful dealings with Freedom Breeder yet. But that was my first contacted Freedom Breeder to try to get it. I mean, when we got started, put together close to a $15,000 order and couldn't get a phone call, couldn't get an email. And I'm like, dude, I need these racks.
Right.
So into ARS, and they've literally got our business probably 4 or 5 times since then, time
Yeah,
to time.
like that would turn me off. Even hearing that from you would make me not deal with them. Like,
yeah, it was
customer
crazy.
service is huge.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but you know what? It ends up being, unfortunately, I think it's better now because, you know, purchasing and things have kind of slowed down on that side of things. Or it makes people kind of look at those small purchases, any purchases a little bit better than when everything was just kind of flowing in from everywhere. And they're like, I get to it when I get to it.
Like, I'm sure that their sales aren't where they were because everyone during COVID who bought in is now selling their stuff used. Like, they're not having the sales that they have.
Absolutely. And that's
slowed down on people posting them up lately because I've been looking for some stuff and I think people are posting them up. So
Steve Winkler posted one not long ago.
And I just seen that one. Yeah, I seen that one.
He wasn't asking a lot of money. I think it was there for like 2 days.
It was gone.
Like, it wasn't there very long.
That's the thing. When these are getting posted now, they're getting snatched up relatively quickly.
Like, you gotta have that money sitting there and like the day off to go because like they'll agree to sell it to you, and then if you call them like, bro, but I can come today, you're gonna get the phone call like, listen, bro, it's gone. Like, it's taking up space. It had to go. I sold it to somebody else.
Exactly. Yep. It is what it is, man. So, are you gonna take the woodworking a little further? You're gonna continue to do it at the level you're doing it now? What's your goal there, or you're just kind of satisfied?
No, I was doing really well with that too. Like, it was literally a hobby. I was doing like 2-3 hours a day with it, but I was doing like between 50 and 60 grand a year, like with the woodwork, and it was good. I don't have the room here. I sold most of my equipment, but there's one piece of equipment that I didn't sell, and I'm not gonna. I have a belt sander that's actually belt fed, or drum sander that's belt fed. I can sand up to 50 inches wide by infinity.
Wow.
So, yeah, I didn't sell that. So like, if I'm not gonna be here much longer. This is a tiny little house. Probably in the next 2 years or so, I'm looking for something bigger. I already have my stipulations. Like, it needs an outbuilding for my stuff. You know, I might jump back into it. Probably not to the level I was. Like, I had the best of the best equipment. I just let it keep paying for itself. Same thing you do with the snakes. I did with the woodworking. But I don't. If my son shows an interest, I'm gonna go full. If he doesn't, it's gonna be just another hobby thing, you know.
Right.
But my son, he's funny. Like, he wanted a tortoise. So I got him a sulcata. And while we're standing there, I tell him, I said, Bud, listen. And he was 6 or 7 at the time. I said, look, this thing's going to get very big and very cool. Like, I'm not going to be here anymore. And you're going to have to take care of this. I said, and there's a good possibility that you won't be here and your kids are going to have to take care of this thing.
Right.
So I see the wheels turn and he says, but will you leave me your ultrasound if you die so I could breed it? I think that's what you got out of that conversation.
That's hilarious.
That's what you said. Like, what?
I said, yeah, you can have the ultrasound, bud. Okay.
Yeah, you can have the ultrasound, bud.
Hey, when I die, yeah. I won't be using
now,
it.
you made a good statement, and I've talked about it in the past several times. Would love to hear your personal perspective on it. You know, you've made some heavy purchases when it comes to your hobby with the ball pythons, you know, and you're buying crazy combos going a direction that's your own. Now, we talk about how dollar amounts is irrelevant. It's just really the mindset. Like, you're spending a certain amount of money, and it's very rare that you're catching something on the way up. And this hobby is nearly impossible that you're catching it on the way up. You're almost catching it at its peak. And when you buy at its peak, it starts to decline, whether fast, slow. But we talk about there's always a way to plan to get it to pay for itself. It just depends on whether it's 2-3 years, 5 years, and trying to get more and more people to understand how that works. The devalue of that project is not always a negative thing.
No.
You know, what's your perspective on that?
See, it's with anything. Like you buy a car, literally, you sign the paper, it appreciates 30%. Yep. You didn't even put a key in it yet. Like it's that way. But with the snakes, I mean, it all depends on how fast you want to try and get a return. Now, let's just say like a Monarch is $5,000, right? Let's just say it's $5,000. I pay $5,000 for this Monarch. By the time it's ready to breed 3 years down the road, that Monarch is only worth $2,000. Right. But the babies are also worth $2,000 if you hit vision.
Right.
So yeah, you took, you know, a big hit on the price, but the babies are what's gonna pay for itself. And if you plan your genetics right, you might produce another $5,000 baby. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
With what you're producing. You can also go the route and save money where a het monarch is $200.
Right.
You know, so you buy 2 het monarchs, you're in for $400. You breed them together, you're hitting a $1,500 baby. Now it paid for itself tenfold. So you're never gonna get your money back like that. It's not
right.
Like when I bought into Monarch, I paid top dollar. When I watched it drop, and being as new as I am to the industry, I was having like heart palpitations. What's going on? Like I got all this money invested. I'm gonna be giving these to the pet shop, like you know. And then you get to watching some of these shows, your guys' show, Wiz and Keys. Like you can start piecing together on how to put it together. Like absolutely. I give some of these guys who do this for a living, I give credit, because
it's hard.
Putting all your eggs in this basket is scary, like super scary.
You know what's even further, and even if you have part-time, let alone several full-time employees, because now you know whether you're paying this kid or this young man $30,000 a year, or you're paying this grown man with a family $80,000 a year, that now comes from your revenue. So
they got to
get doing crazy well. It pulls it right on back down.
They got to get paid. You're on the back burner, even though you're the owner. You know, like they might be making more than you for a while. Like
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, it's scary. It's crazy, but yeah, I mean, back to the whole you buy on the decline. It's all about like the future. You really have to. You can't be about right now in this hobby. You can't.
Right.
It's just it's impossible. You gotta plan for the future. Like when I bought it, I just wanted to make monarchs because there weren't any. But now there's quite a few. So if I'm just making monarchs, I'm literally shooting myself in the foot.
Right.
Like I'm not going to be able to get rid of a plain monarch, like a monarch het G-stripe, who's going to really jump on it.
Right.
You know? So you gotta, everything you're making now has to have either multiple hets or, you know, a visual whatever. Like it doesn't even have to be visual monarch. Like you can get a stranger het monarch het clown to make your money back, you know, but you have to plan. Everyone, and I'm gonna throw his name out there, Brett from Jersey Guys BALLZ.
Right.
When I went to his facility on my way out, he had the back of his door painted with whiteboard paint. And he had all of his plans and stuff written down on there, and you could see where he erased and went back and wrote down. And like, you really gotta do that. Like, you draw a line with an arrow. Like, if I do this to this, like, you can't just sit there and go, oh, you know what? I'll put this and this together and see what happens. Because now you got to feed it. You know what I mean? And all of this other stuff. You make a $50 snake, you got to put 5 meals in it before you sell it. You're already up.
People don't think about that. They don't think about that. And we try to get them to see that big picture, you know, across the board. Because, again, for some people, it's going to stay a hobby. And that's completely fine. I mean, I talked about it actually in a video, fishing. I don't know how many thousands of dollars in equipment. I had a boat, you know, I had a bass boat. I don't think I'm professionally fish, but I got tons of money invested in fishing, you know, and you will find, and it happens in everything you do. You put that down for a year, 6 months, 2 years. when you say, oh, you know what, weather's good, it's springtime, about to go throw the fishing, you go back to the store and drop some more money.
Oh yeah.
On more stuff. And so you constantly, spending money, and it's not a bad thing. It's a hobby. It's something that you're enjoying. You're spending money, you're enjoying the time. So the same thing applies here for the hobbyist, the enthusiast. Yes, you're spending money, you're enjoying what you're seeing, you're enjoying what you're purchasing, whether you breed or not. The transition part, when you're trying to make it even a small business or make it pay for itself, you just have to go into it with a clear mindset. The only people on the planning side is my opinion, that they do kind of mess things up for themselves directly out the door is the people that go out there, they buy that $5,000, $10,000 snake, and they bring it home, they put it on the shelf, feed it, clean, enjoy looking at it, but leave it there. No breeding plans, nothing. They love the animal. It's awesome. 3 years down the road, they say, all right, I'm going to breed this. Wait a minute. That $10,000 snake is $2,000 now? Oh, this sucks. Everything sucks. No, you bought it with no plan at all. And this is exactly what's supposed to. So that's the person that we try to want to reach, just to make sure that their eyes are wide open before you get into that predicament.
I've told people before, like, if you're looking to make money or turn this into a business, sit down and plan this out first. Because if you can get to the point where you can get it to pay for itself, you're doing really good.
You're doing well.
You're like the top percent of some of these people. You know, like if you're looking to actually like go out and buy a Porsche or something like that,
right?
You might want a small collection and another job. Like, it's not that easy to do.
Oh no. Definitely not that easy to do. And then you got to remember, time, you're going to either spend time or money. Yes, you can bring in revenue. We're at those turning stages earlier or now. 3rd year in, we're way ahead of schedule as far as revenue wise, but you're at a point where it's like, okay, if we hire, can't really be a kid, almost like a facility manager. But if you pay that person 60, 70 grand, now your profit margin for the year is 0. You're making nothing. So everything is running itself. You're making sales and all this stuff, but you're just spinning your wheels. So without growth somewhere, you're just going to stay stagnant. So obviously you're not going to make that decision. You're going to keep doing those things yourself till you can generate even more revenue coming in. And maybe then, you transition and do things, trading time for money. There's no rule of thumb really that you can kind of just level across the board and just one size fits all.
And it's like baseball cards. You can have a Mickey Mantle card. You might give somebody $25,000 for that. I wouldn't give them $25.
Right.
It ain't worth it to me.
Man, that's a great analogy. We've been telling that's so, with the projects that you're working, projects Darren's working, everyone's working these projects. There's going to be certain animals you hit and you're like, okay, cool. I was shooting for this and I hit this animal value wise, not a holdback. And it's like, okay, cool. You put it on the market, you find the customer for it, not very aggressive with trying to move it out or trying to hold on to it. You can't really demand a fixated value on certain things where, okay, dude, there's 1,000 other ones exactly like that. You're going to have to figure that out. But when you hit things that maybe is not exactly what you're looking to hold back, but it's upper echelon of whatever project you're in, you can stand a little more firm when you got something on the market. We've had it happen several times already where we'll put something up and it's $2,500, $3,000. And it sits on Morph Market for the next 7 months.
Right.
We get inquiries for $1,000 less than listen price. We're like, thank you for the offer, but we appreciate your time. And you turn it down. And then somebody hits you up like, hey, I need that now. Can you ship this week? Here's your money. No negotiations. And we're like, absolutely, thank you. And ship it off. So a lot of the time, your customer, the snake needs to find the customer for it. And people don't understand how that waiting game works. It's interesting though. It's very, very interesting in this lane.
It's funny too how you just said like you work something out, payment plans, like whatever.
Yeah.
Sebastian, like I said before, always tells me to come down. So that one snake I bought off of him was like $7,500. So I messaged him. I'm like, yo, could we do a payment plan? Do you mind if I send you like $100 a week? Bro, he messaged me back. He's like, that'll take like 3 years. I'm like, bro, I'm joking. Like, obviously I'm joking, but he thought I was serious. Like, that thing, he would have been breeding it before I was able to pay for it.
Oh man.
You're like, man, that thing would already yeah, no.
I wish I had like a camera on his face as he read that. Like,
yeah, oh my God.
Like
7,500 weeks. Like that's forever. Like it was hysterical.
Oh my gosh. So one more thing to start closing everything up for this week. What is, being at your level and working with some of the genes in the project that you're working with, what's one bit of advice you can give a new keeper or breeder just kind of getting their feet wet in what we're all doing to kind of look out for, in this industry? You're always going to have bad apples, good apples. What's something that they can kind of look out for so they're not scammed or potentially taken advantage of? What kind of advice could you offer to them?
It's going to be, obviously, I'm going to ask them where they're looking to go with this. Are you looking to have 5 or 10 as pets, maybe have a clutch or two a year? Or are you looking to get a little deeper in the hobby? Like, if they're going to have 1 or 2 animals, look, go to a reptile show, talk to a few people. You'll get a feel if you like the person or not to purchase from them. Right. But if you're going to turn this into a business or a higher end hobby, before you do any of that, jump on some of these YouTube lives, get to know these people. Talking to you guys on this is like having a phone call.
Oh yeah,
it's more personable. You get to chat in the chats. Patreons. Go join a few of these things. Get to know some people. You'll hear them talking about genetics. Look up that genome morph market. See if that's something you like. Then oh, I like paint. I'm gonna go talk to Big E or whatever. Like, where to go, and you can kind of feel out who you want to deal with. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I worked in the pet shop, like this hobby was super cutthroat. It's not anymore. Message somebody, talk to them. Like, there are bad apples, like you said.
Right.
But I'm going to say 90% of these people are going to help you. Like, when I first started, I had an issue with an animal eating. And I jumped on, it was one of Keys or Wiz's shows. It was literally the first time I even found that YouTube did lives. And I threw it out there in the chat. And they were like, bro, hit me up after the show. We will figure this out.
That's what it's about.
Keys. But I've been rocking with them ever since. Like, there's people here to help you. And don't be afraid to ask a question. Like, really don't. That someone's going to help you. If someone doesn't have an answer to it, they'll probably tell you where to go. And if they don't, ask someone else. It's not a hard hobby to navigate through if you're open. Like, if you're a recluse, this might be a little bit difficult because it's all about networking. You just got to get out there and talk and watch and learn and involve yourself in it. And it'll literally not pave itself for you, but it'll light up a path for you on which way to go.
I think that's great advice. We definitely try to put that out there. And one of the hardest things is personalities. Everybody's going to come from, different walks of life. We said that before, different nationalities, different upbringings. But the core of all this, or what's bringing us all together, even right now, are these ball pythons, these reptiles. It crosses all those boundaries. It gives you this level playing field of talking and conversating about what we all enjoy. That's one of the biggest things. That's why we always say, no matter what, if we're doing videos, some people aren't, at that level where they want to kind of put themselves out there. I get it. We can encourage as much as we can. But if they're not there or they're not ready to cross that path yet, they're not ready. But what we can do, which is what we say, hey, when you see us out and about, tap us on the shoulder, come holler, let's talk in person, talk us up. Dude, you do not have to come to our booth at a show with us expecting you to buy something. It's not about that. I promise you. Come talk to us. We don't even have snakes at the shows. You know, we're got geckos at the show. Come talk to us, hang out 30 minutes, 40, have dinner with us later. Like legitimately, there's people that watch these videos and we're being genuine when we tell people that, you know, because that's something that we found at the very beginning too. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, getting started. And you know, when you're going to tables or hitting these people up, they're very oh, cool. You know, because they're making that money. But how many people are you going to make those contact with where you're asking questions? Maybe it leads to a sale, but maybe it doesn't. If I'm seeking information about Monarch, you know, and I'm talking to you about Monarch, and you give me a piece of information that turns me off on the gene. You've helped me, but now I'm not going to spend money on that gene. Do we fall out of contact? You know, how do people treat you? You know, that's the gist of it. Because that if we can't figure that out across the board, then there'll be no longevity for that new person coming in.
And honestly, it doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost anything to be nice.
Yeah,
like, it really don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
It doesn't.
Even if you're having a bad day, just like, listen, you know, it's been great talking to you. I have to run real quick. Like, you don't have to conversate if you're having a bad day, but you don't have to be nasty or mean about it. And
they're gonna remember that.
Yes. And that's like an umbrella effect for all of us. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I went to a reptile show. Everyone I talked to was great.
Yep.
Like it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You get that a lot because most of these guys at their booths, they'll talk to you.
Man, they definitely will. Definitely will. But Vinny, I appreciate you, man, on Father's Day, man, chiming in. Yeah. Like we said before, we're gonna bring you back on, bro. After you've hashed out and did some of these top secret breedings you're working on, and you're ready to show some of it off. We would love to be, that platform that you come back to and show some of them off, show some of them heavy hitters you start hitting this season. So very interested in that.
Hopefully the odds gods are on my side.
I'm praying for you. I did a video on that one too. I'm like, man, we all in this hobby shooting for these eyes that you realize 90+% of the time we never hit. And we still sit there like, I'm gonna hit this all Gina. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's not gonna hit it. But keep hope alive. We're still hoping too. But I appreciate everybody watching this week. We'll be back again in 2 more weeks with another live. And we'll appreciate it. Enjoy your Father's Day. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Yes. Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Now I'm off to work.
Later.
Okay, bye.